Yo, what's going on, Smeek Squad? It's your boy Smequle, and in today's video, we're going to be trying to find out the greatest jersey number of all time by creating an entire NBA with NBA 2K's 20 all-time teams, but the teams are going to be based off players' jersey numbers. So for this competition, we ended up having 28 NBA teams in this league. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough players with the same jersey numbers to fill up a full 30 teams. And you can see all the teams on screen right now, but I'll actually go ahead and go through each team and see what players are on each team as well. And then we just have two blank teams that are filled with 40 overalls, since there wasn't enough players to fill up 30 teams. And even with our 28 teams, there's still some teams that only have like 6 or 7 players on the team. And then there's other teams that filled up a roster quite easily, and there's actually extra players that we couldn't include on the team. One other thing, if there is a player that played on 2 different teams and had 2 different jersey numbers, then they will actually go on both teams. An example is LeBron James, who's number 6 on the Heat, but number 23 on the Lakers and Cavs. So he's going to be on number 23 and number 6, but there will be no duplicate players on the same team. Well, let's just get right in this and check out all our teams. Starting off, we got number 0s and double 0s. On this squad, we got Russell Westbrook, Robert Parrish, Gilbert Arenas, Damian Lillard, Kevin Love, Norm Nixon, Andre Drummond, Jeff Teague, DeMarcus Cousins, Kevin Duckworth, and then the rest of the players are 40 overall players. And the reason we did this was because there wasn't enough players to fill up a roster. So any team that didn't have enough players, we just threw on some 0 overall players to make it even. Next up, we got players that wore number 1. And if you guys recognize there's a player that wore a certain jersey number and he's actually missing, the reason he's actually not going to be on the team is because he wasn't in NBA 2K20's all-time team. Going over a team of number 1s, though, we got Oscar Robertson, Derrick Rose, Nate Archibald, Penny Hardaway, T-Mac, Chauncey Billups, Baron Davis, Amari Stoudemire, Terrell Brandon, Rod Strickland, Muggsy Bogues, D'Angelo Russell, Devin Booker, Steven Jackson, and Lance Stevenson. Our number 2s, we got Moses Malone, Kawhi Leonard, Mitch Richmond, Kyrie, Alex English, John Wall, Larry Johnson, Fred Brown, Junior Bridgman, Chris Webber, Goran Dragic, Derek Fisher, Jason Williams, Greg Anthony, and 140 overall. Next, we got number 3s. We got Allen Iverson, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, Dennis Johnson, Drazen Petrovic, Ben Wallace, Moses Malone, John Starks, Mohamed, Steve Francis, Larry Kennan, Caron Butler, Stephen Marbury, Chris Bosh, and Bradley Beal. Going over to number 4s, we got Sidney Moncrief, Chris Webber, Joe Dumars, Adrian Dantley, Jerry Sloan, Ron Harper, Michael Finley, Victor Oladipo, Paul Millsap, Byron Scott, Anton Jameson, Jim Paxson, Ronnie Seekely, Scott Skiles, David Wesley. Going over to number 5s, we got Jason Kidd, Kevin Garnett, Baron Davis, Dick Van Arsdale, Carlos Boozer, Danny Manning, Jalen Rose, Doug West, Avery Johnson, and then the rest are 40 overalls. Going over to number 6s, we got LeBron James, Bill Russell, Dr. J, Walter Davis, Eddie Jones, DeAndre Jordan, Kenyon Martin, Porzingis, Tyson Chandler, Bonzi Wells, and the rest are 40 overalls. Next, we got number 7s, we got Pistol Pete, Carmelo, Brandon Roy, Kevin Johnson, Jermaine O'Neal, Kyle Lowry, Kenny Anderson, Rashard Lewis, Terrell Brandon, Bingo Smith, Tony Kukoc, and then the rest are 40 overalls. And going over to number 8, we got Marquise Johnson, Richie Guerin, Antoine Walker, Steve Smith, Jose Calderon, Latrell Sprewell, and then the rest are 40 overall. So not many players on this number 8 roster. Number 9s, we got Bob Pettit, Tony Parker, Rondo, Iguodala, Dan, Luol Deng, Rashard Lewis, Nikola Vucevic, Ricky Rubio, Serge Ibaka, and the rest are 40 overalls. Heading into double digits with our number 10s, we got Walt Frazier, JoJo White, Tim Hardaway, Dennis Rodman, Earl Monroe, DeMar DeRozan, Bob Love, Mike Bibby, Otis Birdsong, Bob Dandridge, BJ Armstrong, Maurice Cheeks, Jeff Malone, Eric Gordon, and then 140 overall. Next, we got number 11s. We got Isaiah Thomas, Elvin Hayes, Bob McAdoo, Yao Ming, Klay Thompson, Big Z, Mike Conley, Sabonis, Brooke Lopez, Detlef Schrempf, Drew Holiday, Vernon Maxwell, and then the rest are 40 overalls. Next, we got number 12s. We got John Stockton, Dwight Howard, Fat Lever, Derek Harper, LaMarcus Aldridge, Dick Barnett, Bruce Bowen, and then the rest are 40 overalls. Going over to number 13s now, we got Wilt Chamberlain, Steve Nash, James Harden, Paul George, Joakim Noah, Kendall Gill, James Sealis, Mark Jackson, Doug Christie, Tyreek Evans, Jaren Jackson Jr., and the rest are 40 overalls. Then we got number 14s. We got Oscar Robertson, Bob Cousy, John McLaughlin, Jeff Hornacek, Henry Bibby, and Danny Green. The rest are 0 overalls. Not many players on number 14 at all. Going over to number 15s, though, we got Vince Carter, Carmelo Anthony, Boogie, Nikola Jokic, Earl Monroe, Gus Williams, Tom Henson, Kemba Walker, Hito Turkoglu, Al Horford, Brad Davis, and then a bunch of 40 overalls. And then our next two teams are going to be teams of just 40 overalls because we didn't have enough players to fill up these two teams for jersey numbers. Then we move on to number 20s. Nobody from 16 to 19 had enough players for that jersey number to fill up a whole team. Number 20, though, we got Gary Payton, Maurice Lucas, Michael Ray Richardson, Allen Houston, Ray Allen, Gordon Hayward, Manu Ginobili, Doug Collins, Damon Stoudemire, Larry Hughes, LaFonso Ellis, and then a bunch of 40 overalls. Next, we got number 21s. We got Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Dominique Wilkins, Jimmy Butler, Dave Bing, Joel Embiid, Vlade Divac, Sleepy Floyd, World Be Free, Michael Cooper, Campy Russell, Truck Robinson, Hassan Whiteside, and then 240 overalls. Number 22s, we got Clyde Drexler, Elgin Baylor, Dave Dubashir, Michael Redd, Larry Nance, Rolando Blackman, Ricky Pierce, Rudy Gay, Andrew Wiggins, and then the rest are 40 overall. Then we got number 23s, and this is probably the most recognizable and popular number in NBA history. We got Michael Jordan and LeBron James, the two GOATs, Anthony Davis, Calvin Murphy, Lou Hudson, Draymond Green, Joe Caldwell, Mitch Richmond, Blake Griffin, Jason Richardson, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Martin, Otis Birdsong, Marcus Camby, and Lou Williams. Then going over to number 24, we got Kobe Bryant, Moses Malone, Rick Barry, Sam Jones, Dennis Johnson, World Be Free, Bobby Jones, Jamal Mashburn, Tom Chambers, Spencer Haywood, Mark Aguirre, Jim Jackson, Antoine McDays, Reggie Theus, Richard Jefferson, and those are our number 24s. And then we got number 25s. We got Mark Price, Gail Goodrich, Jerome Kersey, Doc Rivers, Ben Simmons, Nick Anderson, Paul Pressey, Wally, Steve Kerr, and then the rest are 40 overalls. Then our next team is going to be number 30s, 26 to 29. There was not enough players at each jersey number to fill up teams. So we're heading over to number 30s. We got Stephen Curry, Rasheed Wallace, Bernard King, George McGinnis, Terry Porter, Kenny Smith, Del Curry, Tree Rollins, and Julius Randles. And then the rest of the players are 40 overalls. And then we skip another number in 31 and we go over to 32. We got Magic Johnson, Karl Malone, Dr. J, Kevin McHale, Bill Walton, Jerry Lucas, Billy Cunningham, Shaq, Amari Stoudemire, Blake Griffin, Jason Kidd, Richard Hamilton, Karl Anthony Towns, Jamal Mashburn, and Sean Elliott. Then we got number 33s. We got Kareem, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Patrick Ewing, David Thompson, Lonzo Mourning, Marc Gasol, Grant Hill, Charlie Scott, Danny Granger, Hersey Hawkins, Otis Thorpe, Clark Kellogg, Antonio Davis, and Ryan Anderson. And then we got number 34s. We got Shaq yet again. This time he's a 99. Hakeem, Charles Barkley, the Greek Freak Giannis, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Xavier McDaniel, Terry Cummings, Charles Oakley, Devin Harris, Austin Carr, Isaiah Ryder, and then a few 40 overalls. Next up, we got our number 42s. We got James Worthy, Nate Thurman, Kevin Love, Elton Brand, Jerry Stackhouse, Vin Baker, Kevin Willis, PJ Brown, James Posey, and then the rest are 40 overalls. And then last but not least, we got our number 44s. This is our final team. We got Jerry West, George Gervin, Dan Issel, Paul Westphal, Elvin Hayes, Derek Coleman, Pistol Pete, Keith Van Horn, Bryant Grant, Sean Bradley, Sam Perkins, and then the rest are 40 overall. So those are all our teams. I want you to comment down below on which team you think is actually going to win, and also what your favorite number is. Personally, I do think that number 23s are going to take this home. They got a super good team, the two greatest players in NBA history. Let's actually go ahead, simulate through a season, and find out what happens. All right, so we're at the All-Star Weekend, checking out the All-Star teams. We got Team LeBron and Team Oscar Robertson, and this is going to be number 6 LeBron as the captain, because the number 23 LeBron is actually a starter. Then we got Harden, Bob Cousy, and Moses Malone starting for Team LeBron. You can check out all the reserves there. And then Team Oscar, he's the captain. We got Magic, Elgin Baylor, Moses Malone, and Wilt Chamberlain starting for that squad. Michael Redd ended up winning the 3-point contest, and Ben Simmons is the slam dunk contest winner, which is actually pretty surprising. I was not expecting that at all. Finishing up the season here, LeBron James actually ends up getting MVP, and this is number 6 LeBron James. He had 28.3, 6, and 11.8. So doing really, really good, especially with all the great players in this simulation. He did amazing. Manu Ginobili ends up getting Rookie of the Year. He's not supposed to be a rookie, but apparently he is. Baron Davis gets Sixth Man of the Year. Bill Russell with Defensive Player of the Year. He was, of course, number 6 as well, even though it shows him with a number 10 jersey. Most Improved goes to Bill Russell. And then Coach of the Year is going to go to Ryan Saunders. So he's actually the head coach of the Timberwolves. I did not even know that. But the Timberwolves are actually jersey number 33. So looking like number 33 doing the best this NBA season. We got our all-NBA teams right here, and then our all-defensive teams as well. But I actually just want to go over to standings and check out which teams did the best. So the conferences are a little messed up. I mean, because I just put the teams in order from 0 to the highest number, and they're just kind of in random conferences. But in the East, we got jersey number 4 doing the best with 56 wins. Zeros, then we got 22s, 44s, 2s, 23s, 3s, 9s. These are the teams that actually did not end up making it. And then we have one blank team in each of the conference. And this one actually got 1 win with the 0 overalls. I'm guessing they beat that other 0 overall team. But going over to the West, looks like the West was a little stronger. Number 33s, 34s, and 32s all getting over 60 wins. 24s doing really good. 13s doing very good. And you can check out all the teams that did make playoffs. 21s barely did make it. I thought they would have done a little bit better. And then our other blank team got a win as well. So I'm guessing they each of our 40 overall teams each beat each other. Let's go over to the league leaders, though. Marquise Johnson going to be leading the league for points per game. He was on that number 8 jersey. He was their star player. Then we got LeBron, Oscar Robertson, James Harden, and Dwight Howard. Going over to rebounds per game, we got Moses Malone, Dwight Howard, another Moses Malone, and Oscar Robertson. For rebounds per game, did Oscar get the triple-double? No, he was not able to do it. For assists, Steve Nash was our best assister. Steals went to Walt Frazier. Blocks went to Moses Malone. And then Brandon Roy and Terrell Brandon had the top 2 3-point field goal percentages. They both had jersey number 7. Let's hop right into the playoffs here and find out which jersey number is the greatest jersey number in NBA history. And after round number 1, we got jersey number 4s beating number 9. 44 actually losing to number 2 despite 44 having the higher speed. 23 ends up beating 22. And number 0s beat out number 3s. And then going over to the West, we got number 33 beating number 5, number 24 beating number 13, number 32 beating number 6, and number 34 beating number 42. So a lot of the higher numbers on the left side of the bracket and the lower numbers on the right side of the bracket. Let's find out which teams will make the conference finals. In the West, we got number 33 with a 4-0 sweep against number 24's Rip Kobe. And then number 34's beating out number 32's 4-2. So we got the top 2 seeds in the West actually make it on. But in the East, we got a big upset. Number 2's with the upset over the number 4's. They actually had a 4-0 sweep. And then number 0's with a huge upset over number 23's. I was not expecting these two teams to make it. I mean, number 2's are very, very good. I mean, number 2's, you got Kawhi, Moses Malone, Kyrie Irving. This is a very good team. But number 0's is mostly smaller players, so I'm kind of surprised that they made it to the conference finals. Game number 6, number 2's with the series lead, and they're up by 10 in this game. They're going to end up moving on to the NBA Finals and our first jersey number to actually end up being there. So here they go, running out the clock right there. Jersey number 2, our first team in the finals. There they are holding up that trophy. I wish they could have all been wearing number 2, but 2K does not allow that. And then in our other series, this actually went to a game number 7, but number 34 ends up defeating number 33, and they're actually down 3-1, so they had a huge comeback right there. And in the NBA Finals, we got jersey number 34 facing off against jersey number 2, the greatest players to wear these jersey numbers. Winner of this gets the spot as the greatest jersey number in NBA history. Let's find out what happens. Game 1 goes to jersey number 2, and they take a 2-1 lead, a 3-1 lead for the number 2's, and number 2's with a 1-point lead over number 34 in game number 5. If they win this game, they win the NBA Finals. Let's see if number 34's can come back here. We got Shaq with the ball, leader of the team, fading away, but that shot is no good. We got Kyrie Irving with the ball. Let's see what he's going to do in the clutch right there, spinning inside, and Kyrie gets the layup to go and the 3-point lead. Kyrie Irving with the player of the game. I wonder who's going to end up winning Finals MVP. I mean, there's a lot of great players on each team. And the fadeaway from 3, that was an awful shot. I believe that was Devin Harris. I do not know why he shot that 3. That was an awful attempt, and I think the number 2's just secured their victory right here. Number 34 is kind of with one last chance here. Devin Harris to Ray Allen. Devin Harris, you just got to put that up, and it is no good. Number 2's are your NBA champions, the greatest jersey number in NBA history. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think it should have turned out differently? I mean, this team did have some really great players. Kawhi, Malone, Kyrie. They definitely had a good variation of players to put together a great team. They end up winning the NBA Finals. Let's find out who's going to win Finals MVP. There we go. There's Kyrie holding up the trophy. Kyrie might actually have a pretty good chance at winning the Finals MVP, but it does go to Moses Malone, who was, of course, the star player of that team. These are his stats right here, 20 and 14 average through the finals. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure that you do smash that like button and subscribe with post notifications on so you don't miss out when I upload. This has been your boy Smequle, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex.